Hello, welcome to Liz Rocks and Stuff. I'm Liz. It's time for episode 69 of What's in My Tumbler. We are starting off with the Dopal, my dendritic opal. This is currently in stage 2, and I'm not going to talk a whole lot this week, I don't think, and then watch me talk over everything because I do that. But I don't have a whole lot to say this week. Anyway, we're going to get this rinsed off. This has been in stage 2 for a week, so it's time to put it into stage 3. So first step of that is to put it in a soap bath. I personally use ivory soap for my soap baths. I find that it just works faster, and I would rather not tumble my rocks overnight to clean them. But there is a chance that it's going to leave a waxy residue on the rocks. Some people will use borax instead. Borax is much cleaner. It will not leave that residue, but I find that I have to tumble them much longer for it to have the same effect. So either way is fine. Either way accomplishes the same thing. It's just your preference on which you prefer to use. So this is ivory soap bath. I'm going to put it in for a few hours. And then once that's done, we're going to take it back out and rinse it off. And as a warning, not a warning really, it has rained a lot in my area. So the ground, especially after the rinsing in the morning, was not absorbing this afternoon rinse at all. So you will notice that as time goes on with the second rinses that it just keeps piling up more and more soap. Anyway. So now we're going to do a quick inspection. I just want to make sure that none of these rocks have chipped or broken while tumbling in the last stage. If it has chipped or broken, then I would pull it out because we don't want any sharp edges in the going into the next stage. That's going to ruin the finish and cause a lot more scratches and things. So that's what I do when I'm doing an inspection. Next, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of borax and 3 tablespoons of stage 3 pre-polish and put this on the tumbler for a week. I am going to say the number one question I have gotten recently over the past couple of weeks is, why do I put borax in with my grits? And I'm going to say that it is not an agreed upon topic in tumbling communities. Some people swear by it. Some people say it's a waste and you shouldn't do it at all. Here's my take on it. First off, this is the Meg, which is Ocean Jasper, Picture Jasper, and Sci-Fi Jasper mixed together. It's currently in stage 1, so I'm going to get it rinsed off, put it in a bath, and not put it in a bath. I'm going to get it rinsed off, and I'm going to check for anything that's ready to move on to stage 2. And none of these are ready. They all need a little bit more time. So I'm going to put these back in, and then I have some other rocks, some sea jasper and some picture jasper from when I did the marine photography batch. So I'm going to put those in here and then use the media to fill it up and then get this going in stage 1 for another week. But why do I use borax with my grits? I don't know the science of it or why it supposedly works. I know that in my experience using it has created better results for me. Some people don't see those same results, but the theory that I have heard is that it helps keep the grit suspended in the water. Some people say it changes the surface tension of the water, and that allows the grit, but that doesn't make sense to me because surface tension is on the surface. Anyway, that it changes the water in a way that helps the grit stay suspended, and therefore it makes better and more contact with the rocks and tends to work better. I will tell you that I did see an experiment that somebody did where they tumbled 2 batches that were the same rocks, but the same amount of time. One had borax and one did not, and they looked at the resulting grit under a microscope. And you could see for sure that the rocks tumbled with borax had, the grit was worn down more, so it had gotten more action. I find that I get my personal results, it's better when I use borax than when I don't. For a while, I was not using it in stage 1, but now I found that using it in stage 1 does definitely help as well. So that is what I do. I'm not going to say you should do it, you have to do it, whatever. But if you already have borax that you're using for your burnish, just try it with a batch or 2. And if you don't see a difference, then don't use it again. There's so many things that go into getting the results in this hobby that There's nothing I could say or do that you have to do. Everybody's going to have a different process. It's going to work different for everybody. So just try it. And if you see a result, great. If you don't, great. Now you know. But anyway, this is amethyst. So this is regular amethyst and banded amethyst. It's been in stage 1. I found that enough of the rocks were ready for stage 2 that I just put them all back in the barrel. And I'm going to put it in a soap cycle overnight. And then let this go into stage 2. So we are going to rinse these off. As you can see, the soap is piling up underneath this colander. Put everything back in. I'm not doing an inspection because these were inspected to know that they were ready for stage 2 already. So I don't need to do another inspection here. I don't need to inspect them again until they're going into stage 3. So we're going to put in the water, tablespoon of borax, 3 tablespoons of stage 2 polish, and these are ready to go for another week. And I know I said that I wasn't going to talk the whole time, and I have now since talked almost the entire time, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I for some reason I ramble on. Anyway, so not Dumortierite. So this is not Dumortierite because it started out as Dumortierite with some mixed rocks, and then the Dumortierite was all done and the mixed rocks weren't. So then it was not Dumortierite. So now we're going to do a sorting here on these mixed rocks. What's in here? I don't really know. Bloodstone, jasper, some agates. I don't know. But we're going to do a sorting here, seeing what's ready to move on to stage 2, what needs more time in stage 1, and for the most part, most things are going to be ready for stage 2. But I'll let you listen to the wonderful sounds of sorting. All right. So I think I have enough for a whole stage 2 barrel, so we're going to dump all of these back in. Wasn't really happy with how full that was. Feel like it could be a little bit more full. So I am going to just pull a couple of these rocks that, you know, they were kind of on the border of being able to go into stage 2 and get that barrel a little bit more full. I'd rather fill with rocks than with media when I can. So I'm going to throw in some soap, and then this is going to go into a washing cycle. Not overnight, few hours. Like I said, I like to do this for just a few hours. This is now back to being a Dumortierite batch because the Dumortierite is back in here. And how many times can I say Dumortierite in this video? All right, so we're going to get these rinsed, and as you can see, the soap is really not sinking down. So I'm going to try and wash some of it away because it's just not going to, I'm not going to be able to rinse very well if I don't get some of that soap away from my rocks. But anyway, so I'm going to pick these up, dump them back in the barrel, fill it with water, and then this is going to get a tablespoon of borax, 3 tablespoons of stage 2 grit, and now my Dumortierite and mixed rocks is going to be ready for stage 2 now. So it's going to be in stage 2 for a couple of weeks. So if you're keeping track, Opal is in stage 3, Amethyst, Dumortierite is in stage 2, the Meg is still in stage 1. But it should be moving into stage 2 next week, I would expect. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my ramble about borax and how to use it with your grits. And I hope to see you back next week.